Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Gibran here from RealCO Capital, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the villa market in Furjan, and specifically talk a lot about the three-bedroom villas. So even if you are a homeowner or a buyer of a 4, 5, or 6-bedroom villa in Furjan, I think some of this information will be quite useful for you. There's about 107 three-bedroom villas built in the Nakheel villas and townhouses. They're located all in the Kurtaj and the Dubai belts of the community. If you're not very familiar with Furjan, I would highly suggest you have a look at some of our other videos in which we talk about the community in a lot more detail. So there's two types of three bedrooms. There's a type A and a type B. Both have very similar built-up areas. Plot sizes for almost all the villas in Furjan are around 6,500 square feet. The majority of the houses are the type Bs. And there's two different styles. So there's a Mediterranean style, it's called Kurtaj, and then there's a traditional, Arabic architecture called Dubai style. So this is a very interesting chart, and so what each of these bars represent, the bottom would represent the lowest transacted, the top would represent the highest transacted. So what we're trying to do here is show a range. Similar for the red bars, the lowest listed is at the bottom, the highest listed is at the top. So if you go back in time, 2014 was the peak of the market, and at that time, three-bedroom villas, which this chart is indicating, was transacting above 4 million. And this was the peak of the market. From 2014 all the way up to 2020, what we saw was capital depreciation. Prices fell consistently. After the lockdown last year, we saw some transactions take place for the three-bedroom villas as low as 2.2 to 2.4 million. So this was the absolute bottom we've ever seen. In the subsequent time, then in the second half of last year, there were three transactions done between 2.5 and 2.7 million. And now let's look at 2021. We've seen a big upturn. And here, there have been 6 transactions done in the first 6 months of this year, ranging from 3.1 all the way up to 3.45 million. And then if you look at this red bar, which is showing you the listing range, that's also gone up significantly. And so now if you enter the market, the cheapest listed house will be around 3.1, 3.2 million, all the way up to around 3.7, 3.8 million. So this is what the market looks like right now, and that's obviously very, very healthy. So here, out of the 6 transactions done this year, 4 have been done by RealCO. And what I've done is I've actually just put them on a map for the sake of transparency. One of them was done in Kurtaj. Kurtaj has less three-bedroom villas, and I believe this is the only three-bedroom villa transacted in Kurtaj this year, and that was in February 2021 for around 3.15 million. The rest of the transactions have taken place in Dubai style. All the ones in green are done by us. So we did one at 3.35 in May, 3.45 in June, and then recently one at 3.1 million in July. So this was a really, really good deal. It was for a rented house. So this is what's going on in the market. RealCO are selling more homes in Furjan than any other agency by far, and we've got the data and the paperwork to prove it. So if you are a homeowner or a seller of a home in Furjan, this is some advice I'd like to share with you. I hope it will add some value to you. The first thing to do, for example, if you're a three-bedroom villa owner, if you're thinking of selling, time it right? If your current expectation is 3.8, 3.9 million, don't list it right now. The last thing you want to do is have the property sitting on the market for like 6 months without selling, because it gets stagnant and invites lower offers. I've had experiences where homeowners who've really trusted me, they've asked me to sell their houses, but they wanted something, which was not realistic at that period of time. And even though it was in my interest to list it, I told them to wait, because timing is very, very important. The second advice I'd give is don't overestimate the demand. Properties aren't flying off the shelves, And so the average time on the market, even for decently priced houses, is at least 60 to 120 days, unless it's priced even well below market value, and we're not seeing those kind of listings anymore. The third thing I'd like to point out is every property type has its cycle. And so if you look at this chart over here, the 4-bedroom villas is here in gray. So what we saw is last year was at 2.7 million, and then it consistently rose and transacted all the way up to March of this year. And then it hit a kind of a peak at around 3.7 million, and it's actually leveled off now. That resistance has kicked in, and even though now I believe with the 4-bedroom villas we're going to start seeing another uptick, because the 3-bedroom villas have caught up, the 5-bedroom villas have caught up, and so now the 4-bedroom villas are exceptionally well priced again. If you look at this kind of price range. If you look at the 3-bedroom townhouses, a very similar story, and then once we reached May of this year, we've actually seen more sellers come into the market, supply has increased on the market as well, buyer resistance has kicked in, and that's kind of leveled off. So is that almost 100% of the buyers at the moment are end users. And so if you've got a property which is rented, and you are thinking of selling in the next 6 to 12 months, you should prepare from now. You might want to speak to your tenant, you might want to ask them to cooperate with you, you might want to put in a vacating notice through official legal channels so that, when the time is right, your property can sell, because buyers are going to want clarity on that. Another very important thing is please don't be hasty when it comes to listing your property. And I'd say what I would do if I were you is I'd look for a very professional approach. I'd look for evidence of transactions. Let the agent actually demonstrate to you what they've sold in the community. I wouldn't go by the big brand names, because they don't sell much in Furjan. The other thing I point out is quality of listings. How do you actually present properties in Furjan? And if you look at the way we work, I think you'd be quite impressed. And I think the third important factor, which a lot of people don't see initially, is problem solving. A lot of setbacks that happen along in a transaction, and so you need an agency that can actually handle these things and have the experience of handling it. Issues you're going to experience when you're buying a property in Furjan is you're going to experience a lot of fake listings, and we don't do that here. Okay, all our listings are checked twice a week. If we sold something, we make sure we remove it. So we never try to undermine the market at all at any given point in time. If you have been looking for a villa for quite some time, I think Furjan offers real value. Of course, if you're going to be buying the property for an end use, but I think you should also consider it as an investment. The buyer's market can be quite volatile at times. I think if you are a value hunter, there's no better community to find right now than Furjan. And the fourth piece of advice I would give you is contact us. I think we're delivering consistently. Our numbers show it. Our work, our quality of work shows it. And we hope that you'll consider giving us a call if you're a seller or buyer in Furjan.